Why is there this mentality that we can only create something we're proud of if we are using professional equipment, professional software, or maybe we are a professional ourselves? We are able to create things without being a professional. So that is why I'm creating this little series, the Hobbyist Creator. Earlier, I did a little bit of a run with my friend Andrew of musicians with day jobs, and I wanted to broaden that in a sense. I wanted to make something that was not just covering music, but covering all forms of art in general. So can you create something without being a professional? Yes. You don't even have to share it. You can create just for the sake of creating, because there is a certain joy that comes from being able to take a finished project and say, hey, I did that. That's my little birthed nugget of creativity. That's mine. So I'm going to be focusing on online media and being a hobbyist with that. Isn't online media a saturated market? Yes. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But don't think of it as a market. Think of it as a bunch of people doing what they enjoy. It is so easy to get started creating. What is stopping us other than our pride? When I say it is so easy, I'd like to talk about software. That is one of the biggest things that draws people away from creating is they don't know where to start. They don't know what hardware, what software to use. And the best hardware is the hardware you already have. And the best software you can find for free. Let's start with some of the free tools that are available. We have DaVinci Resolve, which is what I edit all my videos on, and I love it. DaVinci Resolve is probably one of the most powerful free video editing softwares you can get, if not the most powerful free video editing software. It's got a fully fledged color grading system, which, holy cow, if you want to get into color grading or filmography, just knowing the basics of color grading is pretty amazing. If you are into 3D modeling or perhaps 2D combined with 3D animation, there is Blender, an open source program which, if you are interested in those things, you are probably already aware about, but it's a free open source program. If you're a musician, you can look into free DAWs, but also free software instruments. There are websites like vstforfree.com. There are a bunch of sample packs you can find for free from really big publishers such as Native Instruments, such as Spitfire Audio has a great sample collection for free. I believe it's called Spitfire Labs. Let's talk about inexpensive tools now. For a DAW, I tend to use Reaper. Now, DAW means Digital Audio Workstation, and that is where I do a lot of my music recording. Reaper is a phenomenally powerful tool for $60. It comes with a bunch of stock effects that can really add just this amazing breath of life to your mix. As for other inexpensive tools, you might also look into getting a audio interface, a microphone. You can get these pretty cheap, so for around $200 you can get the Focusrite 2i2 bundle. That's what I have. I love it. I love the sound quality of the mic. I love the headphones that come with it. But there are also cheaper options. You can get the Behringer audio interface, which I believe runs for around $30 with just some standard run-of-the-mill XLR microphone, and you can be good to go from there. The fact is that there is just so much available and so many tools at the ready for us not to have an excuse to create. So if we want to go and write music, if we want to record our own music, if we want to create our own videos, what is stopping us other than our pride? Another thing I want to do is be a little bit of an aggregator for learning opportunities here on the internet. For example, there are going to be people who can explain things in way more depth than I can, and I am okay with that. What I want to do is not to create the channel that tells you how everything is done, how to do everything. I want to be the channel that inspires you to just go out and create in the first place. To be able to say, oh, I don't have the fancy, expensive recording equipment this YouTuber has, so therefore I can't come up with anything remotely of good quality. And if possible, I would like to create a community of people who just create for the joy of creating. So where are places we can learn more from? Well, there's a lot. But for video editing, I tend to like Casey Ferris's videos on DaVinci Resolve. I'll leave a link in the video description. And also for music, audio mixing, I tend to like Produce Like a Pro, I believe is his name. I will also leave his link in the description. He's a lovely British guy. I mean, there's just something so pleasant about watching his videos. Seriously, give him a look. So to create media, we have to balance the consumption and the creation. Consumption of media is just as important as the creation part, because without consuming media, we then have no inspiration, and that can't just be media that's also consuming life. For example, the best love songs are written about actual love, right? If we want to create media, we have to go and experience life, go and experience music to be inspired, to be put into a place where we can have those creative ideas flow. Now, that is to also remember that creativity is 10% inspiration and 90% perspiration. Seriously, it can sometimes be a chore, but it is so worth it to be able to finish a creative product, put it out into the world, and say, this is mine, I did it. So find who and what inspires you creatively. I'm gonna list a couple of people I like, and then I'm gonna put their links in the description below. But to get started, Anderson .Paak, I love his music. I think he is exceptionally talented. Charles Cornell, he got his start on TikTok, and I think he envisions what I see as the hobbyist creator who just happened to get famous, right? Then you've got Cory Henry. He is the lead singer and keyboardist of Cory Henry and the Funk Apostles, and also spent some time on Snarky Puppy. If you don't know any of those, look them up. They are amazing, fantastic music. Cory Henry's an amazing musician. Couldn't recommend him enough. Then we have Jacob Collier, who, if you have not heard of by now, you should, and Matt Bellamy of Muse, who I've been listening to Muse since I was a little kid, and Matt Bellamy has always been a voice, and his songwriting has always been something that I've inspired to create. Now, that's not saying I want to be exactly like Matt Bellamy, and if you want to be exactly like an artist, that's okay. But Matt Bellamy just has been a voice that I've been listening to for quite a long time, and I just really enjoy him. So where do I want to go from here? From here, I want to create and extend the series called The Hobbyist Creator. And first, I'd like to go through the process of writing a song, recording a song, mixing a song, and creating a video for that song. And hopefully, my voice just cracked. And hopefully, as we go about and do this, perhaps anyone in my audience that feels so inclined can follow along and share what they have created in the description below. You know, a lot of people are against the, hey, check me out. You know what, I'm small. I get like 2 comments on a video, if that, right? So if you come across this and you want to share and you want me to see what you're doing, yeah, no, absolutely. I want to build a community of just people who enjoy doing things as a hobby. And perhaps maybe if this gets popular, I can create a series just highlighting talented hobbyist individuals, right? Whether that be in filmmaking, painting, dance, music. I just want to highlight talented hobbyists. So yeah, that's the gist of what this is. And I hope this goes somewhere. If not, that's okay too. I'm just doing it for fun and for the joy of creating. So, for now, goodbye. Hopefully I'll see you again in a week. I'm holding myself to that. It'll probably be like 2 or a month, knowing me. But let's see. A week is the goal. A week. Let's go. So I will see you later. And just keep on creating.